as you can see, I'm actually going to install this riser back here. I was able to push my love seat back so I can get back in here. So basically this is the riser part that I planned out over here. This is going to be solid. So basically what I want to do is I want to follow my path around that I drew. So you'll see that there's a red line here. I'm using this little cardboard box to represent wiring points that I want to put in there to extend this track. So my plan is to eventually follow this around this way. So if I keep this tight, it's just a continuous circle and then I can't let it out. So if by growing 2 7/8 of an inch, which is the distance of a track connector with power leads on it, I can kind of get an idea of what that's going to be. So that one has it down there on that end. It has the same distance down there to connect the wires, you know, so it's hot. So once I take this 2 7/16 lead out, I can then connect this track, and then this will come this way, and then as you can see, I'll have enough track to get by here. So that was my concept, is to put the 2.5 inches in that I need over there and then take it out over here. But until we get to this phase, we're going to use it here so we have a continuous loop. Hopefully that makes sense to you all. So we're going to connect on this back line here. So I want to make sure that I have this established where I want to put it. And it can give or take a couple of inches. So basically when it starts to rise, it is going to rise up here. And so we need to make a mark of kind of where that's going to start rising. So that's where I'm going to start. And that's kind of where I started over there. So if I make a mark over here so our rise starts the same, I actually started that at about 4 3/4 back this way. So if I draw out 4 3/4, let's make it 5. So that's kind of where I started at, but I realize that it's a little bit unforgiving clear back there. So I'm going to make it at 7 just to utilize the riser that I have. So I made a couple of little pencil marks to know where to put the riser at. So again, I'm using this PL300 foam board adhesive, and one tube so far has done everything that I want. So basically, as you can tell right here, these come in, there's 4 2-foot sections here. So I'm going to grab the first one out of here. And that's the first one that we're going to start with. I'm going to put this riser back over here because it's got the right track on it that I need. Be able to install at a later time when I get the funds to do the rest of what I need. So basically I know where I'm going to start. So I'm going to set this out of the way. And I'm going to start right here. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a glue mark so I know where to put my glue. And I'm going to use this box because it's basically the same distance as that track. And there won't be any gaps here, so any rises. So I can just go ahead and start putting this down and follow my line that I established here. So I already did the other side, but we're going to be doing some carving over there on the riverbed and the banks coming down to it. So I'll be showing that to you after a little bit. All right, so now what I can do here, I got to make sure I've got the things that I need in order to make this work. I'm using push pins and some 4-penny nails, finish nails, to to help it adhere down. So I don't know how much glue I have in here. Hopefully I have enough to do this. So I'm just going to go where I think that track's going to run out at. I'm going to put down a little path of it. Just a simple little amount. Hold on a minute. What I'm going to do is use my 5-in-1 tool to kind of spread that out so it's covering basically the whole track. And then I should have enough to do all of this over here. So going back to our riser that we're starting with. So we're going to start it straight off of our line that we put on here, and I'm just going to put some of these push pins in here. And then we're going to start bending that and making sure that we're on our line that we want. And I can use push pins until I establish a height that they won't work at. So I can keep coming around here. I think I can use one more path in here. Then I'm going to have to transition to my nails. So the glue, you have about 15 minutes or so before that glue sets up. So that's about as easy as it is to install risers. You want to make sure that you pin this in place. They do make T-pins, but I don't have any right now. So I'm just going to use my nails. I don't really need to do a whole bunch, but I'm going to go ahead and just put one over here to help push that side down. Okay, the next one that I need is the next one that's going to come up, which is the next one. And that one, as you can tell, is going to come clear over here to past where I want to go. So I'm going to get rid of this box, because what I'm doing is I'm going to be putting a 12-inch double crossover, and it needs to have a flat space, a level space, in order for that double crossover to work. So this is not going to go all the way there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my tape measure, and let's just say that we're going to work with 13 inches in the middle. So 13, half of 13 would be 6.5. So I'm going to make a little mark on each side at 6.5, and that's where it has to be flat at. So I know it's going to be center. So we are at 6.5. So I want to go 6.5 to my middle, and then I want to go 13, and then over here 13. And I'll make that the level side with my foam. So now I know how far to take it. I can put this riser and kind of get an idea where that's going to bend to. And then I can cut that piece right there on that red line. And then I know that I have enough to put my flat piece in there, because I want a crossover from one track to the other. If I don't do it like that, then we ain't gonna have any way to cross over. So I leave the red on there so I know where that's gonna go. So I'm gonna go ahead and just put this down. Got some that I had left over. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that on here. for my next set of risers. And then I'm going to just do a little dab of it from here so I can get that riser secured. And I'll show you how we're going to do that center part. This foam glue works just pretty good for about everything, I noticed. So now I'm going to start with my riser. I'm going to go ahead and keep my arch going until I get straight. So I'm going to go ahead and use the nails. Weight that down. And I have little blocks of wood that I figured I could put on it. So now we are basically in our rise to the point where I want it to go. So basically, I'm going to grab some blocks that I have for some weight. And being I don't have some 1, 2, 3 blocks, I do have some like a can of glue for PVC, and I have some sockets that will just put some weight up on there. And then I think that's pretty much set in place. And so what I'm going to do is I already put some pieces of foam in there. Let me move the camera so you can get an idea where I'm at. Okay, now you can kind of see we're working on this space right here. And so I need to take out that piece of track so I can go level in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just cut that right there. That glue looks pretty good because now I'm going to have to tear that out of there. I'll pause the video so you guys don't have to watch me do that, and I'll be right back. Well, as you can tell, that glue works pretty good. It actually concave part of that area there. So what I'm going to do, I already put these pieces in here, but I think what I'm going to do is figure out what I need for that space there. Cut it with my knife. Go ahead and put that there because my glue is already there. Then I'll cut another piece to go in there. I think I'm going to put that piece a little to the outside edge, just because it's hard to put little pieces in there. So I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of glue down here. Use my spreader. Cover up that rips in the plastic pretty quickly. I'll mark this cut to put in there. This is just part of the 1-inch foam that I was using before. So now that's down there. We'll get another piece for that. Go ahead and put that in there. We want to put our finished side up. We're going to make that look like a canyon wall in there. Kind of wish that's how I would have done those pieces I already started with, but that's the way it goes. I'm going to put a little glue right there. Put a little glue right there. Put that piece right there because she's ready to go in. And as you can tell, I'm going to have to shape it a little bit, and that's fine. I'm going to have to go out in my shed and get some more foam. I'll be right back. I found a piece of rough edge stuff. See how that front is rough? That's pretty cool because I can set that in there. And then I'll use a special tool or something to help rough that up. So it's all 1 inch, so that's pretty level in there. So let's cut this piece right here. Put a little bit of our glue right there. Piece back in there. This piece here. Cut it just a little bit. Put that straight out like that. Like I said, I'm gonna have to shape that down. So need another piece of foam. While I'm at it, I'm gonna put a flat piece up here. We're trying to build what looks like a canyon wall. So I will shape this, and then now it goes up to look like a canyon region. So because I put those back there a little bit far back in there, it's kind of hindsight's 20/20. But this stuff cuts pretty easy. So I'm gonna measure what I need there. Looks like about a 1/2 inch. So I'm going to just cut one of these in half. And that should fill up the space in there. Now we'll put a little bit of glue down there to hold that piece. We'll put that cut edge to the inside. Then our next piece right there. That just about brings our mountain area back where we got to go with it now. I'll be covering plaster cloth up with over all of this, so that will help. See if my finished nails will go down through there. Let me go through these ones. I'm going to leave these finished nails in here because I'm going to plaster cloth over the top, and I can push that down in there. It helps that to adhere to itself. And then I'll go ahead and push this into the front of this one. I said plaster cloth is going to go over that, and then I'll make rock edges after that. Just want to just kind of get those top pieces secured. I'm not planning to pull these nails back out of here. I'm just going to leave them in there. All right, pretty much got that level. So let's set these things here. Now what we need to do is we got to figure out how to bring that up at an angle. So I'm going to use my drummer tool, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do right now. As you can tell, I have my drummer tool out. I already did that other side. So basically what I'm going to do is hold this at an angle so it goes to nothing. fasten a couple more nails down there to hold that base so they don't move on me no more. I can go down here at an angle. Push those pins in there. All right. Now this nail needs to be pushed down in there all the way. So now I can take and all right, that's pretty much gives me the angle that I was looking for. Let's measure that out. About 12 7/8 is what I'm after. And we've got a good 13 inches. And so by the time I build that up with some plaster and make that straight, we should just about make that area there. All right, my friends, that's going to conclude this video.